Welcome back to another video. Today we are back in the Spring Cup, running a pretty spiced team here. We're going to be running the Empoleon, Trevenant, and the Slowbro. Here we're going to get switched out into the Lantern, so we're going to go into our Trevenant. Trevenant is going to be able to tank all of these moves. I'm going to try to build up to 2 Seed Bomb here. 1 Seed Bomb is going to come through. Don't believe this is going to KO, but it's going to get him pretty low. Yep, there it goes. We're going to get him to the red. Then we're going to throw another Seed Bomb here to either get the shield or get the KO. They decide to let it go. Makes sense. They go into their Wheezing, and we're going to race to the Shadow Ball. We do get to the Shadow Ball, so this is going to get a shield or potential KO. We do take out the Wheezing, so Trevenant has already done his job, absolutely wrecking our opponent's entire team. So they do decide to leave that game right there. So GG's to our opponent. Next, we have the Empoleon versus Mawile. We're going to stay in for a bit here. At least we're doing some neutral fast moves. They are also doing some neutral fast moves as well. We're going to be able to get to this Hydro Cannon. Guaranteed a shield. We know that this is going to be a power-up punch. And we're just going to shield here to just maintain the damage output. We're going to throw this Hydro Cannon right before they get to their move. We do get 2 shields from our opponent, so that's as good as it's going to get. We're going to switch into the Slowbro and get a farm down. We're going to switch out into the Trevenant. They switch out into the Tentacruel. Tentacruel here is going to determine the game, whether they have Sludge Wave or Acid Spray. We go for a huge Shadow Ball. And here's the game. Do we think this is potential Sludge Wave or is this Acid Spray? We call the Acid Spray, and that is going to be a farm down easy. And they are going to quit that game because Trevenant with some energy and a shield is going to do some good damage. Next game, we got the obvious Empoleon weakness of like fighters protected by the Trevenant and the Slowbro. That's kind of why we're using the Slowbro. But so far, we haven't really been seeing anything that can take out the Slowbro right now, but we've had good alignment. Here, we're going to switch out into the Trevenant on a power-up, or Power Whip. This Power Whip, even though it's resisted, did a good chunk of damage, nearly 30 to 40% damage. We're going to get to a Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball is going to be able to either get some big damage or a shield. They do invest a shield in it. And now we have a decision. We're going to go in with the Empoleon or the Slowbro. Slowbro will have a really difficult time against that Ferrothorn, so we're going to go into our Slowbro here. We do get them to throw a resisted Weather Ball. Now our opponent does decide to go for the Hurricane. We're going to switch out looking for a farm down. Our opponent does end up using another Weather Ball. We know this is going to be resisted, so we tank that really easily. Here, we're going to go for a Hydro Cannon versus this Cradily, I believe. This Cradily tanks the Hydro. But you can see most of the big damage is coming from the Steel Wing fast move. So we're going to invest a shield here, looking for a potential farm down. Yes, we do get this farm down. That is huge, because now Empoleon has a good amount of energy for that potential Ferrothorn. They still have another Pokemon that could decide to catch a move, so we got to be aware of that. But luckily, Empoleon has a 2-turn move on the fast move. They decide to switch. We're going to be able to confusion them down with our Slowbro. This is going to be a Psychic that comes through. That's, even though it's resistant, it's going to force them to shield. And now we're going to come back with our Empoleon for the KO with the Drill Pack here. So GG's to our opponent, able to wiggle out of a Ferrothorn lead with our Empoleon. So not bad, not bad. Next game, we are going to try to end up on a good note here. We got the Ferrothorn right now that is kind of presenting a problem, but we do see the whole reason why we made this team. We see the Empoleon, we switch out into the Slowbro, we draw out the Ferrothorn. This is not the best situation right now. This Power Whip does go through and we do survive it. We're going to be able to get to this Psychic here. Do we get big damage? Not really, but at least we get this draw out the Ferrothorn. Here we're going to have to come back in with the Empoleon so that we can do some chip damage towards this Ferrothorn, but also avoid the Poliwrath in the back. So Power Whip right there does some really good damage. Nearly 50% health gone. We're going to get to a Drill Peck here. It does get a shield from our opponent, and now our opponent ends up switching out into the Poliwrath. Poliwrath had a little bit of energy advantage, so they're going to be able to get to this Icy Wind. And now we have to get to multiple Seed Bombs, basically. One Seed Bomb goes through, and this is certainly going to get a shield. Okay, they actually let it go. And they have the Empoleon in the back, so they were actually running an ABA team as well. We're going to go for this Shadow Ball towards this Empoleon. They tank it because we did get debuffed. We're going to shield here. This Drill Peck would have taken us out. We're looking for a farm down. We do get the farm down. We're going to force out some either a shield or potential damage. They do decide to shield. And now we force them to use some energy here. The question is, who is going to be able to win this end game here? Are we going to be able to get to this Drill Peck? We do get to the Drill Peck. Will this KO from this range? Let's find out. And yes, it does. So we do come back and win off of a Poliwrath lead. And that's the whole point of bringing in the Slowbro right there. Nice game. Okay, we got one more. Got one more to feature, but that's basically why we had the Slowbro, mainly for potential Poliwraths lurking around. Alright, so we got Empoleon versus the Tentacruel. We're going to switch out just to see what they have. And they do have the Ferrothorn in the back. So we do draw out this Ferrothorn. This Ferrothorn at least doesn't get matched up against our Empoleon. Now we're just going to do the same thing. Go for this Psychic versus this Ferrothorn. Chip away at it. They are able to farm us down, but this Ferrothorn is going to be able to throw probably multiple Power Whips before we can get to 2 Drill Pecks. The next Power Whip does come through here. We're going to shield, and they do decide to switch out. Okay, so they probably realize that Ferrothorn is pretty valuable. Now our opponent here is going to have to make a decision. Are they going to go for the Scald, or are they going to go for the Acid Spray? At this point, we do get a shield from the Tentacruel, and we're going to try to catch a Scald, because I predicted that they were going to go for a Scald. So we do catch the Scald, and I believe our attack failed, unfortunately. So all they have to do here is go for this Acid Spray. We're going to go for a Seed Bomb bait. It does chip away at it, but unfortunately not enough, and they have their own Trevenant, so not the best situation. They were running ABB grass types. We were running ABA water. Unfortunately, that does not get us the win. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.